Hello guys and welcome back to my channel Beauty of Language. Today I'll explain the fourth poem of class 9th ICSE syllabus, a doctor's journal entry for August 6, 1945. So since this is quite a long poem, so again I'll divide the explanation into two parts. Basically this is part 1 of the explanation. Now without much further delay, let's get started. So first things first, let me give you a bit of an idea about the poem so that you can follow it thoroughly, and it's kind of summary. So the poem, a doctor's journal entry for August 6, 1945 by Vikram Seth describes the horrifying experience of a doctor who survived the atomic bombing of Hiroshima. Though it is fictional, but it's written like a real journal to capture the shock and tragedy that people faced that day. So it begins with a very peaceful morning, beautiful and calm, like you see in the movies like Final Destination, that everything is perfect, people having the best time of their lives, and then suddenly everything changes. So same thing happened here. So this calm, which is described by the poets, is suddenly destroyed by a blinding flash of light, which is further followed by chaos everywhere. Buildings start collapsing, dust fills the air, and doctor is left injured and completely confused. His clothes are gone, his body is bleeding, and everything around him is in ruins. But even though he's in pain, he tries to stay focused. He looks for his wife, Yeko-san. She's also badly hurt. So as they try to get to the hospital, they see very heartbreaking sights, like a severed head on the ground. Even though the doctor is exhausted and badly hurt, he keeps going. A soldier comes up and helps by giving him a towel, and ultimately he sends his wife ahead for help because he's too weak to continue. So people around him walk like ghosts, burnt, silent, and in pain. So this silence actually speaks louder than words, showing the deep trauma that was left by the bombing. So that was all about which we'll be dealing in detail in the video. Now let's see the first stanza of the poem. The morning stretched calm, beautiful and warm. Sprawling half-clad, I gazed out at the farm. Of shimmering leaves and shadows, suddenly a strong flash, then another startled me. I saw the old stone lantern brightly lit. So in this stanza, the doctor gets up in the morning. He starts the narration on a very peaceful note, just as I said. He says that when the day started, it was calm, beautiful, and warm. He was not fully clothed up when he got up. He was half clad. Half clad here means not fully dressed, and sprawling means to just sit or lie down carelessly, okay, casually on the bed. So since he woke up in the morning, I gazed out at the farm. Gazed means to look steadily at something for a long time. Of shimmering leaves and shadows. So you were seeing the shimmering leaves, shadows, okay. But then suddenly what happened? He saw two sudden flashes of light, and the flash was so strong that he saw that the old stone lantern, it brightly lit up. Okay. Now, in the next stanza, magnesium flares while I debated it, the roof, the walls, and as it seemed, the world. Collapsed in timber and debris dust swirled around me. In the garden now and weird, my drawers and shirts, undershirt disappeared. So in this paragraph, the poet is actually shocked. He's wondering if those bright lights were magnesium flares. Magnesium flares were actually used during the world wars to light up the battlefield, or it was used to signal something. Okay, it was used for illumination. Okay, so he was still debating it. That what was it? Everything around around him was collapsing. The roof, the walls, everything, and dust flew everywhere. And to make things even worse, whatever he was wearing, he was already half clad, okay, half dressed. So whatever was there on his body, it disappeared. Disappeared means it went away in second. It completely burnt away. Okay. Moving on to the next paragraph. A splinter jutted from my mangled thigh, my right side bled, my cheek was torn, and I dislodged detachedly a piece of glass, all the time wondering what had come to pass. So in this paragraph, what happened? The poet says that a splinter jutted from a mangled thigh. So, splinter means a small, sharp, thin piece of, it could be of wood or it could be of glass. Okay, but here it is of glass. Okay, so it jutted from a mangled thigh. Jutted means it got stuck on his mangled thigh. Mangled thigh means on his injured thigh. My right side bled, my cheek was torn. So he was bleeding on his right side, his cheek was torn, and I dislodged detachedly a piece of glass. So he took out that piece of glass that was stuck on his thigh, all the time wondering what had come to pass. So he was wondering the entire time that what had actually happened to him. Okay, since it was just in a few seconds. Moving on to the next stanza. Where was my wife? Alarmed, I gave a shout. Where are you, Yaku-san? My blood gushed out, the artery in my neck, scared for my life. I called out, panic-stricken, to my wife. Pale, blood-stained, frightened, Yaku-san emerged. Holding her elbow, "We'll be fine," I urged. So in this paragraph, now the doctor is looking around for his wife, Yako-san. So he's completely scared and completely in shock. He's calling out her name, and at the same time, his blood was pouring out of his body. Gushed means to flow quickly. And it was so fast that he started to panic, because since he was a doctor, he knew that that injury, that blood flow could be fatal. The way it was flowing, some artery could have been struck on his neck. Okay, so he called for Yako-san again. I called out panic-stricken to my wife. So he says he was panic-stricken. He called out for his wife again, and finally she appeared looking complete. She was also pale, blood-stained, and frightened. Frightened means terrified, clearly terrified. So holding her elbow. She was also holding her elbow, which means she was also badly injured. So even though he was badly hurt, the poet was badly hurt himself, but he tried to comfort her, telling her that they would be okay, and said they needed to go to the hospital really fast, given the conditions they were facing. Let's get out quickly. Stumbling to the street, we fell, tripped by something at our feet. I gasped out when I saw it was a head. Excuse me, please excuse me. He was dead. A gate had crushed him. There we stood, afraid. Okay, so in this paragraph, in this paragraph of the poem, the poet says, let's get out quickly. So he finally starts rushing to the hospital, stumbling to the street means tripping, about to fall. Were tripped by something at our feet. So while they were rushing to the hospital, they felt something at their feet. Okay, their feet hit against something, and that something was the head of a man which had been crushed to death under a gate. Now when he saw this, he was completely frightened. The doctor and his wife was completely frightened. Obviously it would frighten anyone. So I gasped out. Gasped out means to start breathing with difficulty, and there we stood afraid. So they just stood there completely scared. Moving on to the next slide. A house standing before us tilted, swayed, toppled and crashed. Fire sprang up in the dust. Spread by the wind, it dawned on us we must get to the hospital. We needed aid. I should help my staff too. Though this made sense to me, then I wondered how I could. Okay. Now, so the doctor saw that a house in front of him, right in front of them, it started to wobble. It started to shake from side to side, and then it completely collapsed. And right after that, house, it caught fire, and the wind blowing there made the flames spread really fast and made the fire even worse. So the doctor and his wife realized that they needed to get to the hospital really fast. They were both hurt and needed immediate help. So the doctor also started thinking of the hospital staff. It is written, and I should help my staff too. So at that moment, he started thinking of his staff also at the hospital. So though this made sense to me, then I wondered how I could. So while he was going to the hospital, he thought of his staff that they also must be needing help. But then he thought to himself that how can I help anyone who is this badly injured? Okay. So this was about this first part of the poem. Doctor's journal entry for August 6, 1945. And this was the first part. Stay tuned for the next part. See you all in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.